Happy New Year, everyone. There's a lot of new people who are on my page, and welcome to my page, but I wanted to introduce myself and not just assume you knew who I was. So my name is Yolanda Jameson. I live in Northridge, California, and I teach kids sewing classes in Encino, California. So I have classes in Encino. We do birthday parties, Girl Scout workshops, and then after school enrichments. And then also, if you're not local, I have online classes. So I can put that link in my comments if you're interested in that. So if you're not near me, no problem. I created an online course. And so that brought me to what I'm doing right now. So I was working on this jumper. So can you see this? So this jumpsuit is actually loungewear, sleepwear, but I'm making it, and I'll probably wear this to Walmart, Target, wherever. I think I'm going to wear this out. I'll just switch it out a little bit. And so I was installing the zipper in here, and I just got to the point where I was installing zippers, so I figure I will repair. I've had probably 5 jackets lying around, a couple of my husband's and one of myself's, where I don't know why with jackets the zippers always seem to break. And I hate doing alterations, but sometimes you have to just break down and get them done. So today I'm switching out the zipper on a jacket. So let me show you how to do that. Let's see. Move this down so I can show you what I am doing here. Okay. So here you just get a seam ripper and take the old one out. And so I already did one side of it. It's a separating zipper. Okay. So this is the front of my jacket. And I took one side of the zipper out, so I just need to take the rest out. So make sure you have a seam ripper or a pair of scissors or something, and you're just pulling the threads. That's all you're doing. It's just cutting the threads with that. So I started doing that. You can see it's really tedious. That's why I prefer not to do it. I want to just make pretty stuff. I don't want to have to repair stuff. So I started with my seam ripper, and if I can, I'm just going to tear it and go slowly so you don't end up ripping your jacket. So I take some of the threads with my seam ripper, and then the other, if I can, I'll just pull it. So just go slowly with your seam ripper so you can get all those threads out. And this one has not only the zipper, there's a facing and all kinds of stuff in it. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer. It's not just a standard zipper where you switch one out and put the other one in, but I'll get it. Yeah, see, I know in sewing class, this is the kids' worst part. That's what I always try to tell them is slow down, because if you, hi Crystal, because if you make a mistake, you're going to have to take your stitching out, and so it ends up taking you longer. And so with this one, it's not that I put it in wrong. Zippers just, they just tend to break over time. I think with putting them in the wash machine and the dryer, sometimes the zipper stop comes off, the zipper tab breaks off, all kinds of stuff. And I tried replacing the zipper tab and doing everything I could before I had to resort to changing my zipper. Let me see if I can cut this as well. Glad I did the other side already, because I would bore you to death. Okay, so this zipper has a facing in it. I don't know why it's so fancy on just a sports jacket, but I think what I'm going to do is just try to cut it out. But if you are just switching your standard zipper, you shouldn't have this problem. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this sucker's in here good. I know I didn't pay a whole lot of money for this jacket, so I don't know why they have such a fancy zipper in here. So if you need to, like me, just cut it a little bit at a time. And then pull it if you can. Bottom line, you got to get the old one out in order to get the new one in. Okay, let's see. And if there's anyone on here, I sent out, for Christmas, I sent out freebies for people who were on my email list. I sent out, I think 12 gifts. So if you still haven't gotten yours, I think for the most part everyone has, but if for some reason you didn't get yours, just send me a message or something and let me know. because at this point, they were all sent, so everyone should have theirs. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that off. Okay, this zipper's gone. Okay, and then my little threads I won't worry about, I'll get those later. And this just had, I don't know, what is it, I forget what you call it, a facing sort of on it, a binding. So I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, so I have my new zipper, and so the zipper that I have for this jacket is separating because, you know, you want it to separate at the bottom. Okay, so it completely comes apart. So I'm gonna go ahead and just unzip this. You know what, first I'll leave it zipped so that I can pin it into my jacket. I want to place it into my jacket first, and then I'll unzip it. Let me move my machine and make some space on the table here. And I'll flip this around. Okay, let's see. Okay, so if my jacket looks like this. Let me move this up a second. So this is the front of my jacket. Okay, so it looks like this, and I just took the zipper out. So I'm actually holding it with one hand right now, but once I get it under here, I just want to show you what I'm doing. So I'm just going to match it up, make sure it lines up at the bottom here. So I'll pin it into place, and then I'll come back and sew it. And you can see the zipper that I have for the jacket. Like if I start here at the bottom and go all the way up, I might end up being a little longer here. So if it extends beyond, you know, the top, I don't think it will, but if it does, if I needed to, I would just cut it, and then you just stitch it by hand to create an additional zipper stop if you needed to, all right? But I think I'm fine. But if you needed to, just cut it, and then you just sew a zipper stop by hand. Basically, it's just a bunch of stitches around so that your zipper doesn't continue to go past that point, okay? Move my sewing machine again. Okay, I'm going to set this down so that I can now pin it. And I'll start at the bottom because that's where my zipper stop is. And if it's too long, like I said, I'll cut it off at the top. Okay, so I'm just placing the top of my jacket. There's about a bazillion threads in here, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll get them later. So I want to match up the bottom here. And I think I will put my pins this way so that I can start sewing from the bottom. Okay. So just pin it into place, and then if you need to, you could also go and hand baste it into place, but I'm not doing that. I'm just going to pin it into place and then sew it right on the sewing machine. And you can see I'm making sure I'm keeping this trim here just on the other side of my zipper. You don't want it too close over because then you could end up zipping it into the zipper when you're trying to close it. So I want it just on the other side of the zipper teeth. And that one, I could see I got the binding out. Let me fix that. Okay, so at the top here, I'm fine. I'm not extending, you know, my zipper stop doesn't come up above the top of my jacket. And so this part here, what I'm going to do is just you fold it in. So you can fold it in or fold it back, either way. You just want to fold it so that it's, obviously not sticking up like that. So I think I will probably fold mine inward. Grab a pin. Okay, then that goes there. Okay, and then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Going to make sure I am even here at the bottom. Oh, these little threads drive me crazy, but I don't have time to pull them out right now. And maybe actually once I sew, I might not have so many to do. Okay. Start here at the bottom, pinning. I'll turn it this way, actually. And you know what? I didn't even think about it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pin it. And before I sew it in, I'm going to make sure the zipper works properly. Because that would be horrible if I were to do all this work and then for some reason this zipper does not work. Okay, let's see. Let me go ahead. So now I'm going to go ahead and open it up just so I can get my hand down here. And like I said, I prefer to make stuff that's pretty. I've been busy with costumes and dresses for my friends and just all kinds of stuff at the beginning of the year. Like I haven't really been sewing a lot for myself. But before I get started on everything, sometimes, you just put off work, put off the stuff like this, but it's not going anywhere. So I'm like, all right, let me just get it done. I buy the zippers and they're just sitting there, but I just never got around to installing them. I think I should show my husband how to do this himself because a couple of the jackets are him. Or for him. That'd make a good Facebook Live, him trying to sew. All right, let's see. Almost at the top of this one. Okay, and I just opened up this is my neck facing inside of my jacket, so I'm opening that so then my zipper goes inside, in between. Be careful you don't poke yourself. Done that plenty of times. Okay, this one, just gonna turn the zipper stop where it extends, just turn that inside. Okay, so it's all pinned into place. So let's just make sure it works before I sew it. Okay, so it would come out like this. Go back in. Yep, okay. Now, it should still do that once I sew it into place, so let me get that done. So I'm gonna open it up so that I can sew it. Okay, my sewing machine is over here. What do I need? I need a zipper foot. This is my regular presser foot for, just regular sewing, so I need to switch that to a zipper foot. And that just allows you to get closer to the zipper teeth. So this is what a zipper foot looks like. So your regular presser foot is just like this, and, I need to get my nails done badly. Your regular presser foot looks like this, and your needle just goes inside. Versus a zipper foot, you can see how your needle can get like really, really close. It goes inside. And the placement of it depends upon, what side of the zipper you're doing. Like if you need to get closer on the left side or the right side. But you'll see that once I'm doing it. So this is your regular presser foot, and this is your zipper foot. And I just dropped it. Hang on. Oh, the joys of live videos. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. All right, got it. Let's not drop this again, girl. Okay, so let's see. My jacket. So I'm starting at the bottom. Okay, so I want to sew here. So I'm going to place my zipper foot so that I'm on this side of it, the left side of it. Okay, just get it under there and drop my arm here to pull it up. And my threads are really long, so I'll just cut those because that will bug me. And I think I'm going to increase my stitching a little bit so I don't have such a tiny little stitch. Okay. Oh, wait, no, I actually want it on the other side. Hang on. Okay, so that way when I'm sewing, my presser foot is more over to my left versus over here near my zipper teeth. And I can see like my needle placement, like if I were to slightly turn my hand wheel, my needle will land on my presser foot. So on my machine, I can change my needle position. So right now I'm at 0. I want to change it to position 1 so that way it moved it over so that my needle clears the zipper foot. So if you have a machine where you can change your needle placement, just make sure you do that before you start sewing your zipper. Just kind of look at it and make sure you are not actually on your presser foot. Make sure your needle is clearing the presser foot before you start sewing. Okay. So now let's see that. Yep, I'm clear of the presser foot. And let me get this bottom part back in here. I don't think I opened it up all the way, but I'll just push that in. Okay. Let's see, I can tell I'm not all the way in here. Hang on. Because I didn't open up the hemline enough. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to shove that in. I'll put a pin to hold it in place. And I think I'll actually start above, not exactly at the end. I'm going to start a little bit above so I have some room to pull it. Then I'll go back and grab it. Okay, my pin out. Okay, and I'm just trying to get, there's an existing stitch already here from where the zipper was before. So I'm trying to get as close to that as I can. And I'm making sure that my, the fabric part of my jacket is not on my zipper teeth, that I'm clearing the zipper teeth. And as you're doing it, just kind of feel for it and make sure you're actually on your tape, the zipper part of it, and you haven't like veered off onto just your fabric. But if you pin it in place prior, then that should help you. Okay, my tape came undone from here at the top, so I'm just going to fold it back in, okay, and keep going. Grab this pin out of the way. Do a back stitch. Okay. Okay, so that's one side of it. And I'm going to go back down here and start here and sew to the bottom so that I get the bottom edge of it. I can move my zipper foot so that it's on my other side now. I just find it's a little easier if I start, say, an inch above as opposed to at the very bottom trying to grab it, just because there's a little bulkiness down here. Okay, just go slowly so I make sure I don't go over the pin. Oops, slipped out of my hands. Okay. Gotta grab all these things, otherwise they'll get caught up in your zipper when you're trying to close it. Okay, and now we can go do our other side. To move this again. Okay. Oh man, I keep putting it in the wrong spot. Okay, it goes back over there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start, like I said, just above the stop, the bottom edge. I'll lower my presser foot just to make sure I'm in the right place. Grab your pin here and go up the other side. And I'm starting from the bottom on both sides so that if it stretches or gives a little bit, it's equal on both sides of my jacket. And any extra will end up being at the top and not at the bottom. And you could, if you don't have a sewing machine, you could absolutely do this by hand. You just do, just smaller stitches to get it done that way. Because, before people had sewing machines, everything was done by hand. Okay, we're almost at the top on this side. Grab these little threads here so they're not in my zipper teeth. And that is that side. And now I need to go back and just finish the bottom of this one. Now I move my presser foot back over. Just release it. Drop your hand lever to pick it back up. So probably about right there. Make sure my zipper is inside my facing. Okay, so that should be that. I'll go back. I need to just turn my facing. I had to open up the facing in order to insert the zipper, so I can go back and I'll just stitch that down on the sewing machine on both sides. So here, if you had to open up a facing or anything, just close it back. So you could do a slip stitch by hand. I'm actually going to do it on the sewing machine because anytime I can save some time, that's what I'll do. So let's just make sure we're all good. Take off all my strings here. Not even, hang on. Gotta get your zipper stop all the way down. Or your tab, that was. Wow, check that out. It only took me 2 years to do it. Okay, like all these strings, I'll just go through and pull them all out. But my zipper is in. I'm telling you, I'm almost embarrassed to say this jacket has sat here without the zipper for a good probably 3 years. Hang on. Yeah, it's probably been about 3 years. I've let this jacket and several others, I'm looking at one right now around my house, that I just leave sitting here with the without the zipper. I just switch jackets because I don't want to take the time to do this. And you can see it doesn't take long at all. It's just sitting down and doing it. So I hope this helps you out if you ever have a problem, if you have jackets, the zippers are breaking, because it seems to happen to us all the time. So if you're having that same issue, I hope this helps you out. So thank you guys for watching and have a good night.